Hello, it is Wednesday, July 15th. My name is Josh. This is the Face It, You're an Atheist podcast. This podcast is meant for, before I screw that up, let me pull up the words I wrote down that I repeat every time so that this is uniform. So, Face It, You're an Atheist, a podcast for those who are stuck in religion, for those who are recovering from previous religious beliefs. This is all based upon my personal experiences as a former Christian in Pentecostal, Methodist, Baptist, and evangelical style churches. The point of this podcast is meant to question and challenge the logic of various religious beliefs, activities, and just in general, religious ideas. So, today I jumped on the mic and I wanted to talk about abuse within religion and how confusing that can get. Now, why I want to bring this up today is generally just because it's something I've been thinking about. Also, abuse in religion leads to abuse in power. Abuse in power leads to people who are in office like Donald freaking Trump. Anybody who knows me knows I hate Donald Trump. And it's not even a political thing. It's just the way he acts. I'll be honest, I really don't know much about his politics. And what I do know about his politics, I really haven't been a fan of too much. Some of them haven't been terrible. But he just seems very bullheaded, very brash, rude. And I think he's gotten to a point in his life where he's just unable to learn. And what I mean by that is obviously for him to get in and stay in the sort of position that he's in, from president to businessman to, savvy moneymaker, regardless of if someone took his SATs for him or if his dad made the whole thing happen, he still had to have enough wisdom and education behind him to keep the position of lifestyle in which he's in. However, I think he's lost it. You look at Joe Biden, he's saying Joe Biden's going to defeat Joe Biden. You look at Donald Trump, he's just flapping at the mouth. These are just two 70-year-old men who are senile and just their brains are done. But yeah, they're the ones leading, so why is the country so messed up? I don't know, everybody. Maybe because the Alzheimer's clinic is the ones running it. So anyway, getting back to my point. Sorry, I just went somewhere else with that. I don't know. Getting back to my point of abuse within Christianity. What do I mean by that? Well, so I'm going to share some of my personal story real quick, and it's going to start in my home. At around the age of 13, I'll be honest, up until that, everything is blurry. I really don't remember a whole lot of my childhood, and when I do, sometimes it comes back to me in flashbacks or terrifying moments. So, anyway. So we're going to say around teenage years, 13 to 15, we're going to start there. I was very active in church. I believe at the time I was going to a Presbyterian church. Yeah, definitely a Presbyterian church. It was a youth group regularly. It was one of those really cool ones that had metal concerts. Excuse me for one moment. I need to drink a cup of coffee. Good morning, by the way, wherever you are, even if it's 4 p.m. Good morning. What the hell? What does it matter? Time's just a made-up entity anyway, right? Okay. Okay, and I'm back. I actually left my computer, stopped recording, for those of you who couldn't tell within the recording, because I was staring at my cat, who was sitting on the floor, who was looking upward as if somebody was standing there, and no one besides me is home. So I was like, what the hell? So I had to get up because I was freaked out that there was someone in my house. Turns out there wasn't, and my cat's just seeing demons. So, hey, I'll take it. Anyway, getting back to what I was talking to. So I was going to a Presbyterian church. It was one of those pretty cool ones. Had the whole youth group room, a video game room, a gym we could run around in, school dances, like once a month that, all the guys would get their opportunity to try out finger banging for the first time. I'm sorry. I meant nothing by that. It's just true. It's just true. It's what everyone did. They went outside, they smoked weed, they figured they grabbed their girlfriend, and that was that. So got hooked up with that. But instead of just going and like having fun like everyone else, I was all in. All in. I was scared to death of going to hell. I was living my life as if I was going to go to hell. I was praying all of the time. I was in my Bible all of the time. I was trying to stay morally correct to the point that I was not only getting made fun of in school for my views, but I was also kind of being a Christian bully. And I didn't even mean to or understand what I was doing until much later in life. But what was happening was I was going to church every day and youth group every day, and it was being told. Now, these churches that I went to were very, very outwardly action style sort of churches. So they kind of would give you a call to action and expected you to go do it, or at least so I thought. I took it very seriously. So I would go to church, youth group, and other activities, Bible study, etc. I would hear the message. I would hear the things that they have to say. Now, I would then leave. I would turn right around and I would try to apply whatever that teaching was, or whatever that moral was, or whatever it was for that week. The problem with that is the teaching within the church was always be bold about your faith, be loud about your faith, be proud over your faith, et cetera, et cetera. Basically, anything that's just annoying to everyone else because you're just showing too much pride for one goddamn thing that nobody really cares about. It was kind of at that level. So off I went to school, not necessarily getting in people's faces, but not leaving people alone either. Every mention, everything that I said and or did and or that anybody else did, I was always bringing in the God aspect. Someone would cuss, hey, you shouldn't do that because, God said you're going to hell. I want to save you. And, I would hear someone speaking inappropriately about their girlfriend or about their boyfriend or whatever. And I became this social justice warrior. And eventually I stopped getting invited to everything and everyone stopped talking to me. So I turned into just this Christian monster, this social justice warrior, righteous man of God that was going to change the world. And the church just continually fed into my young naivety. It was constantly, yes, Josh, God does have a plan for you. God does have a plan for your life. You're going to do amazing things. And I'm just sitting there like a puppy dog shaking my head like, yes, Lord, yes, Lord, yes, Lord. And then I would go home to a stepfather who really didn't give a rat's ass if I came home that day or not. I don't know if it was personal still, but I think it was more like he hated his life, he hated himself, so therefore I was just along for that ride, unfortunately. And because of that, it was very difficult to hear those words in church, honor thy father and mother, or respect your mom and dad, basically, for those who don't understand Old Testament language. That was hard because I would go home and, I was very into like the punk rock emo scene. And if anybody else was, you rock, because emo kids are the best kids, obviously. Shout out to Taking Back Sunday. I can't say emo without mentioning them. Who doesn't love Taking Back Sunday? Timberwolves in New Jersey, baby. Anyway. Also, if you're a fan of Under Oath, I saw that they are coming out with new material soon, and I'm just super excited. I don't know if anyone has noticed these bands, a lot of these Christian bands, especially from probably like 10, 15 years ago, that are deconverting. They were Christian bands, now they're non-Christian bands and speaking out against it, like Under Oath, like I think As I Lay Dying even said something. They didn't come out as a non-Christian band, but they just came out and said, y'all need to chill. The singer from Hawk Nelson, there's been a few others too, I can't quite remember. But anyway, getting back to my point. So, like I was saying, I was an emo kid through and through. So that was like the makeup, the not like full makeup, like just eyeliner. The black fingernails I would wear, they were called sex bracelets. I didn't use them for that purpose because I was a good little Christian boy, but like they were just like these colorful like jelly bracelets. And girl jeans, so like real tight jeans, real tight shirts, which like I still wear real tight clothing. That's just my preference. But growing up, my stepdad was not very approving of that, and that became very rough, especially the treatment. So over time, as I would tell people in the church this, as I thought I could trust them, it just became, you have to pray. You need more faith. You have to change your mindset. You have to talk to him. You have to pray with him. You have to do this. You have to do that. Everything fell on me. And it developed a toxic mindset within myself on top of me already being in a toxic mindset within my household of everything was on me. Everything was my fault. And that was just being confirmed every time I would go home. So if anyone else is in this situation, I promise it's not you. If you find yourself becoming toxic in church, if they're putting a lot of it's not even moral accountability, it's faith accountability, it's nothing is what it is on you, it's not true. So getting back to what I was just talking about, I didn't even realize that I was a victim. I didn't even know that I was being abused. I didn't start calling the hitting, the slander, the name calling, the intimidation, the chasing, throwing stuff, the anger. I just said, hey, that's dad. No, that's abuse. I didn't start calling that until like 3 years ago, maybe. And I'm well past that. I'm 15 years past that. But like, the church fed into the idea that I was being abused because of something that I was doing. And were throwing me responsibility, telling me basically that I was responsible. Nobody got me help. Nobody sought help. I don't know if anybody cared or if nobody wanted to deal with it or if they honestly believe this. But what ended up happening was they found out that I could play guitar and I was a musician. I was a good looking young man. I was thrown right up on stage and look at that. There's a church rock star. And they made money off of me and I made no money off of them. So this is a shorter podcast today. That is all I have. I'm sorry to end on such a somber note. I wish I had a joke or something. I should have looked something up. You know what? Let me look something up real quick. I could totally look something up. Let's see here. I have the slowest computer that is known to man. It is a what is it? A Mac Mini 2010, and it literally takes 3.5 hours to load. But I'm not going to lie, it also doesn't help that I have about, 85 windows open right now. I do musical projects. I do I'm teaching myself coding. I just have all sorts of browser windows open. Like, yeah, okay, here. Pinterest.com, the top 53 atheist jokes that'll make you laugh. All right, here we go. I promise. It's coming. It's coming, I promise. That's what she said. Grow up, Josh. All right. Wow, there's an ad on here. No, that's not an ad. Top 35 masturbation jokes that will make you laugh. But Bill, I'll be honest. This doesn't look good, guys. Okay, I gotta go somewhere else. Oh, I see what happened. All right, here we go. Here we go. We're getting this. This is coming. All right, question. You're gonna read this with me. I haven't pre-read this. Why did the atheist throw her watch out the window? Answer: she wanted to see if it was designed intelligently enough to evolve into a bird. That was dumb. That was so dumb. Why do I feel like this is like anti-atheist stuff? Oh no, this one isn't. This is kind of funny. What do you call an intelligent American? An atheist. Okay, I need a button, not just my mouth, for noises. I should really like develop something over here. Here we go. Why did the atheist cross the road? He thought there might be a street on the other side, but he wouldn't believe it until he tested his hypothesis. And on that, I am out. Have a swell day, my friends. I will catch you the next one. Peace.